We live? I think we are. Hang on, are we? Yeah, by the looks of it, we are. No idea how the stream quality is going to go, though. Forza is a bit of a heavy game, but it appears to be alright so far. Alright, everybody, welcome to Forza Horizon 5. Now, I'm going to get this right out of the way. First things first, if I sound like shit, I am sick. If I don't, then I'm doing alright. Speak of the devil before I even got to speak of it. I will be clearing my throat pretty often, because I am sick. However, yeah, that won't stop us. That is why, unlike what I said I would do, I didn't actually get a video out this week. I felt pretty ill and it hit me like a truck. So, there is that. I do play with controller, for those wondering. I do have a controller preview, but I don't have it on right now because, come on, who cares? And if you do care, say something. Do look at chat. Not very frequently, or at least not as frequently as I probably should, but I do look. Irrelevant. What we are going to be doing in this video, stream actually, is doing the Forza weeklies, which obviously is just the playlist. We will be doing most of these, just enough to get to the F8 Tributo, which I am driving on because I've had it since it came out. Irrelevant. Yeah, we'll be doing all of this. But first things first, let's check Forza Phone Shop because, I don't know, it resets weekly. That's actually not that bad. Huh. The Regera is... it's a nice car, but I wouldn't say it's particularly great. The F50, though, the F50 GT, that's a very, very good car if you can control it. It's pretty quick, and it's not a slacker. I have my coffee, obviously. That's going to be one major thing of every stream. And I will be doing the Hot Wheels things as well, as they just give me an excuse to not have to do the monthly rivals and Forza EV. I will be doing, hopefully across next week, 3 videos. It might only be 2. Ideally, what I want to do is get a review video of my personal opinion, a casual player. Yeah, no, a casual player who can play this game pretty well. I'm not the best, I would never say I am, but I do play this game enough. I do know how to control my car, etc. Of the 911 C2 Gunther Works, yes, that would be great. I already have the 917 because that was last week. Obviously, I will be doing a review on the 917. And a review of the Extreme E cars. In this stream, I want to hopefully get enough of the weeklies to get to the F8 before 7 o'clock. That way, I can review the F8 using the same logic. And hello, yes, I see you in chat. Yes, I see, I do pay attention. Furlord, yes. Yes, I will be giving my review as a casual player who can at least drive really well of the F8 Tributo. Obviously, since this thing has come out, I have not painted it or upgraded it. So to give a little bit of a hint as to where that's going to go, I like this car. Anyways, let's begin, shall we? The way I like to do the weeklies is get Treasure Hunt, Photo Challenge, and PI stunts out of the way first, as the PI stunts can be annoying if you leave them for last. And after you've already had a run-in with Forza AI, which after the Hot Wheels expansion has been really annoying lately. Yeah, what's really nice about this week is that it's all anything goes for the PI stunts. And the treasure hunt, I think I already know. It's probably 100 different unique skill things. I don't know. We'll have to try that out. Photo challenge is just a Jaguar I-Pace, and after I do that, I like to do the weekly challenge, and then do the races and the trial, and if I have to, Horizon minigames. I do not do seasonal playground games, as they're not my favorite, nor do I do Horizon Tour. Yeah, how about that? Okay. I think we should go from the speed trap to speed zone, then drift zone, as personally, I'm not the greatest at drifting. That is definitely my opinion. Whether or not I'm bad at it is for someone else to decide, but personally, I don't think I'm that good at it, because I used to play a lot of racing games, and not arcade races. I used to play races that had generally alright physics, including Forza Horizon 1, which is an arcade racer, but like all Forza Horizon games, isn't the kind of arcade racer where drifting is something you always do when going around a corner. Because of that, when the car slides out, naturally, I always used to try and fix that, because it's quicker to go around a corner by not drifting. Most corners, there are some that it will be slightly quicker, but you'll probably need all-wheel drive for that. And all-wheel drive is good in races, but boring otherwise. Lots of understeer. But yeah. And considering these two, A-Class Speed Zone, that's going to be pretty easy. I can imagine the F40, if you have it, the regular F40, upgrade to top of A-Class, that should be able to do that really easily. Speed Trap. It's S2. Naturally, those cars, if they're stock S2, are quick. Depends on what the Speed Trap is asking for. If it's asking for a pretty good speed, you're probably going to want something that can turn to a track toy. Drift Zone. That's S1 900, which is conveniently the same PI range, S1, which is 801 to 900, as all of the Formula Drift cars. If you have any Formula Drift car and you just want to get it over and done with, use them. They are so easy. It's kind of annoying and they get really good score. So yeah, I'll be leaving that for last. I think we should get the photo challenge out of the way first though, as... Come on, let's be real. It's easy, it's just a Jaguar I-Pace, which I have. In fact, I have nearly every car in the game. I do have it currently set up for drifting. That will have to change, because unfortunately, I need to actually use this thing for the weekly challenge, which we will do later. So there we go, that's the first part of the weekly challenge done. Let's just get straight to Guanajuato. Fast traveling is going to be your best ally if you have it. While we're here, we might as well check. It wants you to get 346. That'll be easy. I'll show you how. And I'll use a stock car just to really prove the point. And a car everyone should easily have access to if you've played even a little bit of this game. Always have a copy. Now, photo challenge is easy enough. Just quick photo taken in 101. How about that? Nice and easy first thing out of the way. Alright. We'll get out of this damn car and we'll do the speed trap first, as I said. That's pretty damn easy. Own stock as well. There's no guarantee that everyone's gonna have this car, but you probably will. Bone stock, I don't know, it's up to you, but yeah, you probably will have it. And that's the Agora RS. The reason why I say this is I might be slightly biased, as Koenigsegg is my favorite brand, if the number of Koenigsegg's in my garage didn't say that already. However, they are quick, that's kind of what they are. Same goes with Bugattis. If you wanted to use a Bugatti, I'd recommend probably the Devo if you feel like corners are going to kill you. Come from this side, by the way, and just follow that road down. It's not too hard. Or just use a Veyron. Although, isn't that it? No, I think that's S2 stock. It might be S1. If it's S1, upgraded, obviously. Pretty sure it's S2. And then you've obviously got the Chiron, which will easily do it as well. There's quite a lot of S2 cars that should be able to do this. It's only 346. That's like nothing. Yeah, this is why you want to come from this side. That downhill is probably going to be your biggest ally if you struggle with putting the foot down, like in a rear-wheel drive hypercar. I will express my distaste for the extreme E cars while I'm here. Why is there 10 of the same car? I'm probably not going to speedrun this, no. I'd like to at least take this a little easier than all of the power that I currently don't really have, admittedly. So, what we are going to do instead is now we're going to get the A-Class thing. Now, if you don't have a Ferrari F40, the regular one, not the Competizione, yeah, that's fair enough. It's not the cheapest car, and not everybody's going to have it. So, I'm going to look in A-Class cars, and I'm going to use something for fun. Something like that. Yeah, that should do. So I apologize if you can hear my A button. It's a bit loud, for one. And for two, it's broken, admittedly. If I press it down too hard for too long, it will get stuck and I do have to pop it out again. So what is it asking? It's asking for 141, which is to be expected from A-Class, to be honest. Personally, I'd probably come from this side with a bit of a run-up. Reason for this being, A-Class is not the fastest. Unless you're in the F40. And I am bone stock. Whether or not I'll be able to do it bone stock is debatable. I should be able to, though. Like, it's not too hard of a challenge. It's just going to be a little tedious, and if I fail it, then I fail it. But let's give this a shot. Seems pretty easy, but it's these corners that I'm worried about. That's why. Lots of potential for an underturned corner, because you can think that you'll do it. Oh, really? It failed me too. You think that you'll be able to do it, and then you won't do it. It's a bit of a challenge. It's kind of the point. Yeah, speed zones and speed traps are definitely what I'm better at compared to drift zones. If anybody who has actually might recognize my account name has seen from my drift performances. I can get good score if I try, but you'll be hard pressed to see me actually trying on a drift zone because I am not good at them. That's my opinion anyway. No, we're not going to get it. Oh no, we did. What was it again? 141. Was it 142? Oh, it was 141. Okay, we did get it then. Well, there you go. A stock V12 Vantage S will do it. And A, we get rewards for this, don't we? Yes. I don't want that. Super wheel spin, because that's what we got for one of them. Not bad. Oh, God. Not bad. Welcome three-wheeler can go, though. I don't need it. Alright, then. How about that one? Nice and easy. Just like we want it to happen. What's next? Obviously the drift zone, which is anything goes S1, which, as I said, is going to be conveniently easy. However, I'm actually going to go to not home, nearest festival site. The reason why, I don't want to use the Formula Drift cars because they're too easy. And admittedly, if you wanted to really try harder, just use an all-wheel drive drift car. But I don't want to do that. I want to take this nice and easy. So I'm actually going to go with an S1 rear-wheel drive drift car because that's more fun. And I'm thinking, just for the memes, why don't we use something like this? A Nissan. I think I already have one. Yeah, I do. This thing's normally all-wheel drive stock. However, I've already made this thing for drifting. Do I upload tunes? Is a question I have been asked by a few people. Yes, I do. Not very many of them. I mostly do paint jobs, if you want to know. And obviously, there's my username up in the top right. It's a dirt drift. I can't English. It's a dirt drift zone too. This one's not too hard, to be honest. Depends what the score is. 75k, that's easy. Rear-wheel drive will be a little difficult, I will admit. All-wheel drive will probably actually be easier here, but, I mean... yeah. It's dirt. So don't expect it to be the easiest thing anyway. Especially when you are on drift suspension, like I am. And getting no score because you're off-roading more than you should be. Yeah, this thing's easy, but shouldn't be too hard either. I find that the drift zones are arguably easier. I'm just really bad at them. What do you know? Probably come from the other side. Probably wise, but we got it anyway. Not too hard, but what do you know? Not surprising. Yikes. Yes, dirt drift zones are not fun in my opinion, but that's alright. Still pretty easy. Let's get this super wheel spin, eh? Yeah, alright. Not the worst. Could have been better. Okay, what's next? Yes. This. Now, if you don't have this car, the Ford Mustang Mach E 1400, I think it is, which would be in Ford, not Extreme E. Did I sell mine? I did. So, if you don't have it, like I don't have it, great. There is a way to get it if you haven't already done it, and that's doing the Drift Club Mexico, which starts over here, I believe, yeah. Now, obviously, I can't English, Jesus Christ. Obviously, I've already done it, so I'm gonna have to buy one. Now, considering the fact that nearly everyone should have one, you shouldn't have to spend too much. I have an option. Oh, that. I thought I did reclaim that. Whatever. Not the worst. I don't care. My internet does, though. Holy crap. Jesus, man. Come on. There we go. Took you long enough. Alright. Need to speak a little bit more up, because I doubt my microphone's actually doing a good job right now. Because I'm sick, and it doesn't like me. That's something I did figure out earlier. Okay, obviously we want the Ford Mustang, not the F450. But damn it, why? Bronco, no. Be under Mustang. Be all the way at the back. There it is. Mach E 1400, I was right. I don't know how much this is going to cost. It's not going to be 20 million, because there's a lot of them, I can imagine. Because it's a story thing. It's 3 million, not bad. Alright. Do I have a stock one? Yes, I... Oh. Tank Slappers tune. That's a glitch for speed. I know that already. There's none that are bone stock, it seems. Whatever. Buy the fucking cheapest one. Which appears to be 159, to be honest. 3.159 at the back seemed to be the cheapest. Oh no, you're 151. Yep, 151 it is. Buy it out then. How about that? We found one, yes. So, as I was saying, if you don't have one, and you haven't done the, thing like I have, go do that. It's not hard, it's just a bunch of drifting challenges. You get 3 stars on all of them, you get the Ford Mustang Mach E 1400. It's only 6 things as well. I think it'll take no less than 45 minutes, but probably no more than an hour if you really focus on it. Yeah, if you don't have it, because you sold it, like I did, it's only like 3 million. That's not too hard. There are some cars that you can get for more than that in the auto show that people somehow still buy in the auto show for that much, even though you could probably find it for it cheaper. Nearly every, I won't say every, but nearly every car in the auto show can be cheaper. Anyway, moving on. Let's revert this thing to stock. Just because I don't like this car. I will not lie to you, I do not like this car. Let's also get rid of this paint job, please. The yellow is a bit much for me. But I don't like the Ford Performance paint job either. We're going to get rid of that as well. And we're going to just make it... I have an idea. I hope you can't hear that. I probably can. And if you can hear the background noise, I do apologize. And sorry for alt-tabbing. There's not really much I can do about background noise. I do live with a family like every other person likely does. My choice of car? For what? I don't need a little bit more than that. And yes, I am going to be doing something that if you know Forza and how things have gone, you'll know exactly what I'm doing right now because, you know, I've gone chrome and... Oh, the car I like the most, Agra. Agra RS. That's not a question. As I said, Koenigsegg is easily my favorite brand. Yeah. Alright, now I'm making Van to black, for those who don't know. Yeah. Van to black is something that we can do these days because of, new settings in the vinyl editor I'm currently in right now, and where I make most of my hours in this game. Jesus Christ. What I'm going to do is first just... I'm just going to... That should be covering everything. Just double check. Yeah, it will be. Yep, cool. Now, what we do is we go to vinyl material. And we set it to matte. This was new. And when you set it to full matte while having chrome underneath, fun fact if you somehow still don't know, you get Van to black. And a really damn nice Van to black for that matter. Although, it appears you cannot change the roof on this car. Yet you can change the sunroof. We'll let that slide. Forza has its... definitely has its moments. That is so unexpected. At this point, I don't think it's my internet because my stream connection's doing just fine. Jesus Christ. Alright. Now with our Van to black Ford Mustang Mach-E that I didn't want to have to buy again because I like to call this thing the Karen Stang. This is not a Mustang, it's an SUV. It's cool. I won't lie. It is cool. But it's an SUV. Not a muscle car. I appear to have already forgotten. It's... yes. I'm assuming it's 100 skill scores. I don't know what for. Considering it's the Mustang Mach-E, I'm going to assume it's drifting. Just under a slight assumption there. Just a little bit. And in Guanajuato. I have no idea. We are rear-wheel drive right now. Yes, we are in the spaceship whiny drone machine. I have a barn. How's about that? Cool. Another gift. I will grab that later. If it is 100 unique skills, that's... going to be... Whew. I should probably go... all-wheel, because this car... It's not great. We'll switch to all-wheel drive. There we go. As I said, I don't like this car. And I won't like this car. I refuse to like it. My next stream idea... Oh god, I really am sick, aren't I? My next stream idea... I don't know, mate. It's... something I have yet to decide. It'll probably be Forza again, if I'm being honest, because... my... I got away with that. My YouTube has been kind of dauntless for a while now. I do have to do Subnautica, but I don't want to stream that again because, admittedly, I got bored of Subnautica because of streaming it, to the point where I went and grabbed some rubies in that world. Just completely off camera, and I did record it, technically. But I didn't say anything, my microphone was off. It was just Subnautica, just me collecting rubies. And I was originally planning to upload it, but I figured that's actually bloody pointless. So, why bother? And thus, we're not going to. Now, I have no idea if this is working. By now, I've probably had 100 skill score. Unless I have to bank 100. 100k, which that would be. We'll see. It was not. So, I can look up, because somebody else would have figured it out. Because this one is confusing. I don't actually know. Oh, hang on. No, I get it. Maintain a speed of 100 for 15 seconds while in water. So I'm gonna need a bit of a stretch. I got it. At least 100, I'd say. For 15 seconds. While within water. Ah, well, there goes that one. So, I'm assuming that's what it is, because that's the only other thing I can think of. We're just gonna go, like, 130. That way it takes its time getting through water. How about that? Hopefully this does it anyway. I can't even have, like, 10% throttle power down. This thing just wants to go because it's electric. And it sounds so annoying. I hate this thing so much. I will not lie. "15 seconds is a long-ass time if it's not that. I don't think it's go at least 100 for 15 seconds. In Guanajuato. Because I'd have done that by now. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Because, you know. EV charging points are every 15 seconds, but 100 are maintained. I have no idea what that means. Okay, so we're not going to worry about it. In which, that leaves us with the race, unless I look it up. And I can look it up because I have my phone here. And so we may as well. What harm will it do? I just want to get this over and done with. And why not stream it? Because, I don't know, it's more fun that way. Coffee. I hope my mic's picking me up just fine. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm being pretty quiet, and I do have a compressor on it, but it's fine. Let's look this up, shall we? Now, I am not very quick with the phone, because my hands are too big. How about that? If it is go 100 for at least 15 seconds, well, no, go at least 100 for 15 seconds, then I'm going to be confused as to how I did do it, because then 15 seconds is a really long time. How about that? Alright. Do any electric vehicle, okay, so it didn't have to be this thing. Fun fact, you don't have to buy the Mustang Mach-E 1400 or grind for it if you don't want it. I'd probably still get it and not sell it like I did. This requires you to jump into any electric vehicle and maintain a speed of 100 miles per hour, which is 162 kilometers an hour. Fun fact. Yes, I know that off by heart. So I was doing the right thing. I had the right idea. Just not the right measurement because, you know. So I need to be going like 200 then. Which means I'm going to need that long stretch again. Actually, hang on. Pretty sure this thing's arrow is adjustable. Hey, what do you know? I hate this thing. I really do. And it is any electric car. Just using a Via is where my brain's going, to be honest. So you're gonna want this road here again. Now basically just hold the throttle. These tires are giving way. We did not lose our speed, however. There it is. What do you know? Let's view this and give it its time. Oh, that's convenient, isn't it? Okay. What is the clue? Okay, I know where this is. I'm fairly certain I know where this is. Is it by... Yes, it is. If you... Oh my god, if you can... Oh my god, everybody's in... Frickin' Mustang Mach-E's, aren't they? Alright. How about that? If you can, get to the Trailblazer. Yes, I've seen it already. And if I'm not mistaken... I'm pretty sure it's conveniently right by the Trailblazer. Which means, if I'm not mistaken, it will be over here somewhere. I might be mistaken, though. It appears that I am. It's in another runway. Oh. Anyway, I can't English today. I really cannot English. Check your alleyways, people. This is where it is, somewhere. Obviously in this circle, but... I thought I knew where it was. I was wrong. But I have another idea, to be honest. Just maybe. Is it over here? No, it isn't. Oh, but that seems a bit... Keep looking. Might be too hard. If I could pay attention to where I'm driving. I'm surprised my computer's handling this. This thing surprises me very often, to be honest. It'll probably be more centered, to be honest. It's going... feel like I know where it is, though. That's the thing. It's not by the Trailblazer, and it's not by the tunnels. Oh, it's at the massive, center court. Isn't it? Hang on. There's this, alleyway somewhere. I can never remember exactly where it is. But there's this alleyway that has a bunch of carts in it. Like the one where it's behind one, conveniently. And that's probably where it is, because it's right by a bunch of carts, and I'm pretty sure... Is it here? Yeah, I think it is. Nope. Okay. Reverse. I could get out of this thing now, but let's be real. I've committed. So yes, I think I know where it is. It's not the Trailblazer, we already discussed this. Because, you know, it's just not. But it's another one of these, like, centered court things like this. It's another one of these areas, but it's got more carts. It doesn't have the Trailblazer. And I think that's where it is, but as I said, I can never remember where that is, so... I'm gonna be looking. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be it. It's not by the cathedral. We shall keep looking until we find it, because this stuff is not hard. I think it's more inwards, towards the center of the city, which is that way. But... Here it is. Is it here? Yes, it is! Found it, didn't we? So yes. Right here. In this area. You can teleport to Cathedral Circuit, and then you just go up the road from there. Hang on, let's do said thing. That way you can see what it is. So, we're in Cathedral, obviously. And literally just continue going up this road from Cathedral. This is how it should spawn you in. Just continue going up it. Make sure you hitch right. That way you continue going up this center road. And obviously you just turn like I did. And it'll be in here. Right over here. Anyway. Now with that out of the way, we can get on with things. We've got like an hour and a half. Yay. So, the trial as anything goes A-class again? Oh no, it was B-class last time, so it's probably going to be the beginning goes S1 here, and then maybe S2, yeah. Not the worst. Oh, right, yes. What about this? The weekly challenge. Speed skills in Guanajuato in the I-Pace. That's pretty much a hint for what you had to do with the other thing. Now obviously, as we remember, mine is a drift tune. I will be getting rid of that eventually. If I have to do races, I will. If not, I'll just book it down the roads. Speed skills require you to go like 100 anyway. Now, this thing's not normally rear-wheel drive. I don't even think you can make it rear-wheel drive. Oh yeah, that's right, I made this before the drift transmission came out. That's right. So this thing can't even go that fast right now. I'm gonna need to upgrade it again. Okay, well, there you go. How about that one? Now, the Extreme E-Cars, interestingly, I will say this, can't have the drift transmission. Annoyingly, that is. I don't know why. but they can't. Just like the Razor Tachyon, this thing goes down to A class when you make it on the thing. Okay, that's interesting. I believe we are all-wheel drive. We are on the best motor that this thing can have, which only has like 200 horsepower. Disgustingly. Oh wait, it tires. Thing. This thing should be maxed, but on drift zones. I'm back and forth because I'm... What? Oh, because it didn't have drift... It didn't have drift suspension. Right. Yeah, we will be all-wheel drive. I think we are. We are, yes, interesting. The new Hot Wheels semi-slicks are cool. They're not at the same time. We're just gonna go full slicks, it's just easier. I think we're on the thickest tires. Yes, we are. Good enough, good enough, good enough. I don't like this car anyway. Another SUV. And I don't like SUVs. I should make that clear. I do not like SUVs. That hurt to yell. And I wasn't even yelling that loud. Jesus. Convenient. Yeah, that's what I thought I did. Let's bring that back down. That'll be good enough. That's all we should need. We will have max camber, but I don't care. Blatantly, I don't care. Now, it's in Guanajuato, specifically. Annoyingly. How about that? Alright. So we launch then. And to view that I've already got the treasure chest. Forza really is broken, isn't it? There's one speed skill. What was it, 5? Yeah, I think so. There's another speed skill. I did not mean to pop my e-brake there. That was a genuine accident. I'm gonna have to hitch or left here. Apparently going to reverse. Oh god. This car is terrible. Just in every way imaginable, it is terrible. Ah, another long stretch. That should be good. Did we get a speed skill for that? Don't actually know, because the game didn't show me it if I did. Keep popping my e-brake because this thing used to be a drift car, and that's all I can remember when I was driving this. I really cannot tell if I'm getting speed skills. Okay, well there's one. Another one. How many was it? It'll have a counter. Yep, we need one more. Great. My map just unrendered very briefly. Oh, that was a speed skill. I think that... Yep, there it is. The speed trap leaderboards are in the way. Win a road race. I'm gonna have to adjust the suspension. Oh, wait. I didn't even have that much camber. Huh. Was it like a 5-minute drift tune, probably? Annoyingly. I don't drift. Any road race, you say. But we're not doing stupid, dumb ones. Now, it is A class. Because, conveniently... This thing should be fair in A class. I don't know why it's banned. Guess it's because with the motor it's supposed to be S1. This thing's banned in A class racing, as is the Razor Tachyon. The Razor Tachyon makes sense. I mean, come on. It's an S2 car stock. You could bring it down to S1. Spin. What do you mean spin? I do not understand. Forza, please stop taking 7 years. It's a single-player race, but Forza's still taking its dear sweet time. Slow car. Yes, this is a slow car. Very. Hate it. Alright, time to race, yes. It's in the rain on full slicks, this is great. Okay, well, full slicks in A-class, unless you're D-class stock, that's not very fair. Jumping off hills. I won't be doing that in this thing if you want me to. This thing is terrible. It's genuinely terrible. An expert AI is being dumb since Hot Wheels. How about that? Doesn't matter. By far one of my favorite sprint races. It's not my favorite sprint race personally, but it's definitely up there. I still hate this car though. It's so bad. For an electric car, it's genuinely terrible. I mean, I get it, it's a family car, but... Jesus Christ, I can't even keep up in a straight line with... No, actually, I'm electric, so I'm probably heavier. There's batteries. Which is why Lotus's Avaya is such a joke and a half, because it weighs... It's heavy for the car that it is, yes, granted, or type of car, I should say. But for the fact that it's an electric car, it's incredibly lightweight. Yeah, we really are getting a Forza moment, and I cannot tell when to change gear in this thing, because I should probably pay a little bit more attention to the road. Yeah, that's predictable. One thing I don't like about the AI, for sure, is full slicks in rain, is that they're not very fair, for one. No, but that they don't care about other players or even other AI. They will bash into you at every opportunity. And unfortunately, that teaches new players that basically, if you want to win a race, basically push whoever's ahead of you out of the way on the next corner when they slow down. Basically use them as your brakes. Which I don't like. I don't even like doing it to AI. Because it's just unfair. Like a light tap like that, yeah, whatever. But... come on. Like, using someone as your brake is annoying. Please don't do it in online racing. There's a reason why I personally don't do online racing. That's why, because players will just kick you right out of the way. Jesus, yeah, the AI really is being annoying since Hot Wheels. It never used to be like this. Well, actually, that's not true. It was like this, and then it seemed to get fixed, or somewhat fixed. They weren't nearly as annoying. Now they're just annoying again. They're still beatable. I wouldn't put them as unbeatable, but they are annoying. What used to be, for expert difficulty at least, a difficulty that is handleable, and probably about as far as you could push it without it getting blatantly just stupid, isn't that way anymore. It's just, don't bother. 50 minutes into the stream, we are. Nearly, anyway. And we've only done like a few things. We haven't even gotten close to the first car reward. Great. This really does take its time. 100,000 skill score. Here's where being drift tuned would still be good. It's so bad. Wait, Forza, bit of a tidbit. In A-Class Racing, online, unban this thing. Keep the Razor Tachyon banned, because that is blatantly unfair, or just fix it. But that's boring, come on, it's fun to bully the AI in A-Class, seeing A-Class Chirons with the AI. That's still funny. And bullying your friends, let's be real. Oh, skill song, that's convenient. That's really nice, actually. If I can get that to times 10 and then just get to 10k, we will not have to spend that much time. That is really nice. Thank you, Forza. That is actually a great gesture of get this over and done with, because this car is fucking abysmal. Okay, there's 10k. Times 10, sorry. And what will eventually be 10k. Alright, we can stop now. Now we just wait. Thank you. That skill song was more than useful. Alright, that's that done then. Weekly challenge done. Cool. Now we move on to races. Car restriction, Extreme E. Okay. Time for my distaste for these cars to really kick in. They're not bad cars. I would never label them as that. They're actually pretty fun, granted. They're fucking terrible because there's 10 of them and they're all the same frickin' thing. I don't have all 10. I will end up with all 10 by the end of the month. But look at this. These are all the same car except for 44 because I've upgraded it. But it doesn't matter. You'll upgrade them all the same way. They're the exact same car. And instead of being 10 different paint jobs, which would have made sense, it's just 10 different cars to fill up your garage space. That's 1/100th of the amount of cars you're allowed to have total. Yes, you're only allowed 1,000 cars total before you have to start getting rid of some to fit more cars in. Which is fair enough, because everything's loaded server-side as far as I'm aware, thus that doesn't allow the servers to get overloaded, but that's still pretty dumb. Now, my opinion on these cars is that just upgrade the battery and motor, and then I think tires, and that's all you should need to do. That's all I did, I'm pretty certain. Don't put anything past me there, because I don't remember, and it was only last week. After these 3 races, because it's single player, I'm gonna go to the toilet because I am somewhat needing to go. Of course. 3 of the most annoying races to do of cross country. Of course. Now, funny thing about this car, it's weird. The only thing I can tell you right now, it's weird. Yeah, that's basically all I've got for it. It's weird. I like to off-road race, especially rallying with rally tires, so proper rallying going on road and off-road. I like that. So I'm used to having turbo or supercharger torque. This thing is electric, thus it's instantly all of the torque it can even provide. It's not even gradual, it just goes. And that's what happens because of it. Just as an example. I'm not going to keep doing that because, you know. And yes, this thing only has 1 gear because you can't put the 4-speed in it. And it gets a lot of understeer on road, but that's what off-road race tires do. Although, I must point out, I don't actually know if this thing's on normal off-road race tires. It does appear to be, and it does give the logo that it is in the garage. It doesn't behave like it is. This thing, its tires too slippery, even on dry dirt, for off-road race tires. It feels more like rally tires, but with slightly more grip in the forward direction, and arguably less. I almost got crushed. Arguably less on... Oh, that's a single lap. Oh, piss off. I have to do that again. I thought it was going to be 2 laps. Or 3. Normally that's 3 laps, so that's dumb. I hate that it's a single lap. Okay, I'm going to actually have to put some effort into this. Which is annoying, because I don't like this car. But it'll be alright. I'm just gonna... Why are you brake checking me? Yeah, he put his brakes on. Okay. Note to self, AI is stupid. I mean, actually, what's new? See? They slide. This thing's heavy, granted, but they slide. These tires frickin' slide off-road. Which, for off-road race tires, is very weird. Now, I really need to catch up here. I'm just gonna... yoink that inside line with e-brake. Alright, there we go. Alright, easy enough. Okay, there we are. Painful. Isn't that just painful? The other's probably gonna be single lap as well. Okay. I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'll be brief, hopefully. What a waste of time, man. Alright. Give me a minute or two. Okay, people, I am here. Yes, let's go. Now, they're all circuits, which means they're all going to be 1 lap, I bet. Annoyingly. I understand that it's quick and easy that way, but, like... annoying. Like, genuinely annoying. If I have to give my honest opinion, this car's shit. Blatantly, it's shit. This thing is fucking horrible. I hate it. I can't really give any more of an opinion. It's bloody terrible. Yelling when it hurts. Yeah, it's single lap. What do you know? Meaning I have to put the frickin' foot down. Because this circuit is short as all hell, and AI on circuit races is dumb. And so are these tires. Holy shit, what was that? That correction oversteer. Move, please. I don't want to bash you out of my way. I will try and pass you like a normal human being would. And not a computer. Or a person who doesn't know how to drive. What did I hit? Oh. Now for AI, that's still slower, I think. So conveniently, first place deciding to take the jump route and everything actually helped me. Well, there you go. I won't lie, on the first corner, my A key, bloody hell, A button actually got stuck. Very briefly, it managed to pop itself out when I realized, but it got stuck, which kept my E-brake on. I will ask a question. Do you want me to turn on the controller preview? Because I'll be happy to. I have it ready to go, I just don't have it on. Oh, this one's a sprint race. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, if you want me to turn on the controller preview, which I'll move because it's currently over the map, but I'll move it. Yeah, it's there as an option. By the seams of it, the stream appears to be at a low frame rate. Which is not surprising, blatantly. My game's running at 30 FPS tops. But other than that. But yeah, if you want me to turn on the controller preview, I'll move it to the bottom center of the screen. That way it's not in the way of anything other than the car. I'll see if I can find a better place for it, but there really isn't any. Forza's HUD is pretty full. Hello. How do you do? I'm going to be looking up and down from chat while doing this. This is going to be great. Someone has indeed said hi, and so I have obviously replied. Yeah, these cars go about the same top speed for everyone. Except for you, apparently, who doesn't go that fast. Understeer. That's what that was, and a lot of it. There we go. Ah, you know. Alright, that's good. Good to hear. Personally, myself, I am doing okay as well. A little sick, but it's good to know that you're doing well. Now that I think about it, you're probably actually talking about the controller preview. In which, yeah, that's fair enough. Yes, AI is not affected by destructibles, are they? Yet this thing surprisingly actually is. Which indicates it's not that heavy, yet it acts like that. Yep, no, I'm just gonna have to go back. Alright. I want to see this in the rewind if it'll go back far enough. The destroyables. Yet literally not even close to affected. How about that? Look at him, he just powered through it. Yeah, no, alright. I'm gonna have to find a way around them. There we are. I don't like having to do that, admittedly. Like, sometimes I race with rewind off because I don't like having to do that. But in these weekly challenges, I kind of have no choice, especially with the Extreme E cars, which, as I've said, are terrible, terrible. Question 1,000 times, what do I think about the Hot Wheels? Ah, the Hot Wheels DLC, yes! Okay, my opinion on it, as someone who hasn't actually played a Forza game since Forza Horizon 1, I don't think it's too bad. It could have been something else, granted. But the idea that it's a new map instead of being applied to the normal map like Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels expansion I don't mind it. What I don't like is the lack of content. It's very easy to finish, in my opinion. I've 100% everything but X-Class rank. The reason why is because I don't want to do the rivals. I don't want to have to do rivals for every single race. I don't do online racing, etc. But I managed to get to X-Class after I had 100% everything, and I did that in 6 hours. 6 hours of, with breaks, mind you, so it's including break times. 6 hours total. I managed to 100% D-Class, then decided to move... Oh, not D-Class, it's B-Class, I think. Then went to A-Class, 100% that, then decided to do S-Class. Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard. It's fun, granted, especially the bugs. Ah, there's the first car, fun fact. It's fun, granted, but I don't think it was... It could have been different. But at the same time, I'm glad we got what we got, because the Baja Bone Shaker, I will genuinely give my opinion on that car. Bone stock, it's whatever, it's 2 ton, it's heavy. If you upgrade it to top of A class, or at least as high into A class as you could have gone, yes, they could have added more story, I agree. If you go to top of A class, as high in A class as you could have gone, as like I did, and then do the Hot Wheels road races, absolutely dominant vehicle. I don't even know why. I'll probably share my tune actually in in Mexico, outside of the Hot Wheels tracks. The Hot Wheels tracks have weird traction, thus full slicks don't act properly. And yeah, races 5-story missions. That's it. Yes, it is. That is all it is. The PI stunts are easy as hell. Especially considering most players who have the DLC, by now have the majority of the vehicles in the game. Thus, A-Class was just F40. S1 was just literally whatever, it's easy. S2 was just use a frickin' hypercar, because Extreme Track Toy with the AI in Hot Wheels was dumb. And D-Class to B-Class was easy. Just easy. It kind of did it for you, to be honest. Ah, proper race, 3 laps. Yay. Good. Still, these tires are terrible. Yeah, I will probably share my A-Class Bone Shaker Baja thing. That was pretty quick. I'll probably show you in... Because I'll be doing the Hot Wheels weeklies, because, I don't know. Why not? If I have time for them. So I appear to only have about an hour left. I should have enough time. God, these tires are terrible. This thing acts like it weighs 17 ton, but when it hits breakables, it slows down like it's as light as a Peel P50. Holy shit, this thing's weird. I don't like it because of that. But it's a perfectly good car, if there wasn't 10 of them. Yeah. If Playground Games decided to watch... not that they will. If you want my opinion on the Extreme E, I think they're perfectly fine additions. But next time you do something like this, and it's the same car, literally the exact same car, just make them different paint jobs. I did not mean to undershoot that corner. That was an accident. Anyway, just don't make them 10 separate cars that just have different paint jobs and nothing else. That was annoying. This month has got to be one of the worst updates I think Forza Horizon 5 has gotten. All of the Porsches that you can get this month are copy-pasted from Forza Horizon 4, as it turns out, even though I've never played. I just know that because it doesn't take long to do some research. So yeah, they're all copy-pasted. And the Extreme E cars, the only new car in the video game, there's 10 of them. And you'd expect them to be different vehicles, they're just different paint jobs, that's all they are. They perform the exact same. I like the black and purple one personally, as that is kind of my colour. Has been for a while. And probably won't change, to be honest. I do like black and deep purple. But yeah, and as much as I like to make my own paint jobs, yeah. I will read that block of text when I am done with this race, because, yes. I do not want to be rude, so I will read it. but it's a lot of text to read in the middle of a race. I kind of had a feeling that Forza Horizon 5 would attract a bit more attention than Dauntless. It's not so... I can't English today. Oh my god. I am sick and cannot English. It's not surprising that Forza Horizon 5 gets more attention. It's a bigger game series. Lots of people know Forza. And it's the new Forza, so, like, you know. I probably won't get Motorsport 7 or whatever the new one. I think it's... Is it Motorsport 8 that's new? I do not keep up with Forza. Nah, it's not your fault. You can continue writing blocks. I'll read them all eventually, but... Look, mate, as someone who, in, like, social media texting, which I don't do very often, I'm not much of a social media nut myself. Like, Discord is probably the only social media platform I actually use, and even then, I don't have a lot of context on there because, whatever. I type in blocks, don't worry. I've been kind of getting better at shortening my messages to get to the point, but I myself, as a writer, actually, I like to write. I like to type massive messages that just get the point across, but you have to spend like 5 minutes reading them. The 8,000 character limit in Discord I hit pretty often, I won't lie. So yeah, no, it's not your fault. E-brake is probably one of the most useful things in rallying. If your car didn't weigh 17 ton and then weigh only 2 kilograms when it hits a destructible being. And if your tires were actual off-road race tires, or behaved like actual off-road race tires. Still going to use it though, because that's how I do dirt racing. I'm definitely getting better at driving this thing, though. Still don't like it. That's why. It touches road and it just dies. That's where we abuse the road route now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now that we are across the line, I shall read these. In the English version, you're in Germany. Oh, nice! Jealous. And in the German version, the text missions like drive from there to there in 2 minutes or something. I'm completely wrong. Yes, they would be. Yeah, that's not surprising. Lost in translation, Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, no, that's common. I think the game, Playground Games and is it Turn 10? It might be Turn 10. I don't actually remember. I believe are American, and then you've also got the fact that I think they're also owned by Microsoft, which is American. So English is definitely the dominant language. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of the times with, like, say the treasure hunts, the treasure hunt this week, it's just drive at 100 miles per hour in Guanajuato for at least 15 seconds in any electric car. I just used the Ford Mustang Mach-E, not that I like the car, but it was just the easiest. A very easy treasure challenge, but I read it as that and thought it was 100 unique skill things, which is whatever. It wasn't that, and so I then thought, alright, is it just drive at 100? I use kilometers an hour, because Australia, this is just what we use, metric system. It's 100 miles per hour, and I was like, oh, so I have to go 162, not 100. So yeah, I just basically went full throttle through Guanajuato for 15 seconds. But yeah, no, it's pretty dumb. They don't change it for the language that you select. And a lot of the times when they do change it... yeah. I don't understand it either, because me, obviously selecting the metric system, you'd expect the words to change to reflect the metric system. But no, it doesn't. So, you know. Rain. And this is how I can tell they're not like normal off-road race tires, because holy shit, off-road race tires get more grip than this in rain. A lot more than that. Ah, my internet's playing up. My stream is dying. Oh no. My stream is dying. No. Oh god. What happened? What happened? Australian Wi-Fi is great. Australian internet, man. 50 megabytes per second is like the best we can get out here. Up the inside. Completely undershot the corner, but it's alright. I am so sorry for the stream quality. What happened? Holy shit. It was fine and then just decided, no, screw you. I refuse to be okay. Oh god. I will say, on controller, this thing is unwieldy. I tried it with PC controls, even though I hadn't touched them in a long time, since obviously I got the controller. Now you're jealous. It's freezing right now. Britain is burning when it's normally always raining and cold, and Australia, which is normally fairly warm even in winter, is now freezing. So there's a world update for you. I wonder how Germany's going. Is Germany getting any heat waves? I hope not. Because most European nations are never ready for the heat. Stream is fine. YouTube, stop lying to me. I know I'm definitely behind, because I read chat when it sends through and I receive it, but by the time you guys get my answer, it's been like 5 seconds since I've read it or something. But that's just how streaming goes. No lag? Wow. Okay, yeah, YouTube's being dumb then. Either YouTube's being dumb, or there is an internet issue, it's just not major. No, it appears to be fine. Huh. It just says it's poor right now. It was very briefly on my end, but it appears to be back to normal. It just keeps saying it's bad. You are not. You are fine. Stop bitching. There we go. Excellent connection. Remember, swear at everything and it'll always get better. Don't do that. That was sarcasm. Like, don't swear to your parents or your teachers if you have teachers. Like, don't swear at people. It was a joke. Unless they deserve it. Pretty warm. 40 degrees Celsius, I assume? Yeah, because 40 degrees Fahrenheit would be freezing. Yeah, that's normal around here, except right now, I think outside right now. Mum, would you mind, what's the temperature right now? Just interestingly, I want to know.
Want to know?
Yes, I want to know, because it's funny, because in Germany 2 days ago it was 40 degrees. Europe is burning while we're freezing.
We are currently sitting.
I know it was -2 last night, yeah.
It's -5 last.
-5, even worse, oh god.
It is currently sitting at 7 degrees.
7 degrees, and it's only 6 o'clock.
Which feels like 3 degrees.
Yeah, because of the breeze.
That's right. The breeze is at 30 kilometers.
Yep, well, there you go. Fun fact. It is freezing around here.
And it's going to get down.
New record? Yeah, not surprising. Oh, I am on stream, just as a fun fact. Someone from Germany is watching, even though I'm pretty sure it's early morning? Yeah, I'd say so. Early morning or midday for them right now. Oh, no, the time zones. What is the time over there? It's obviously going to be European Standard Time, I'd assume, but I don't know what that is off by heart. Yeah, it is cold. Normally, in winter, a night in winter won't get any colder than 10 degrees, yet This year it's been freezing. Absolutely terrible.
Germany. And that's really
Yeah. In the morning or 10 in the afternoon? Morning, yeah, I thought so. I should probably pay attention to Forza more. I'm driving like an idiot. Which, for instance, would be using the brakes. But who needs those? I do. Or do I? Apparently not. Holy shit. Yeah, it's 10. Alright, so it's 10 in the morning. I knew 5 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time would be a pretty good time for most people across the globe. Most people, that is. Some places it's probably like 5 in the morning, 12 hours apart. Which is a very early time. But it is a Saturday, so nobody's got work, or at least most people won't. Good time to pick, evidently, because it's a nice waking time for me. Alright, I think that's the second set of races done. Yes, it is. The amount of race suits we're getting, we got plenty from Hot Wheels, and now we're getting all the Extreme E race suits. Nah, it's fine, man. I will say, I'm a bit of a fan of Germany. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Because, you know, I'll be honest, I have a small amount of German descent. I wouldn't put it too far, but a small amount, so I've always been interested in the country and their cultures. Well, after a certain time, well, it depends on your opinion. Anything goes A-class. We either have the option to meme or take it a bit seriously. And it's probably better to take it a bit seriously, to be honest. It is an online race, half online, half AI. Unfortunately for me. Let's get out of this hideous thing. Okay. I have a feeling someone's I want to check. Okay, so the car I want to use is a Ferrari. So easy as kind of find. But I want to check. It's probably banned. But yeah. Yes, it is cool. It's very nice having German descent. It's also funny because I make jokes about it all the time. Because it's so unexpected. Like, you wouldn't think, but then again, most people have European descent of any kind, whether it's British, French, Italian, Spanish, German, doesn't matter. If I'm not mistaken, a stereotype that I hear around here that you may not know about for Germany is that Deutschland is the industrial heartland. Just because, I don't know. I actually don't know where that comes from. Am I allowed to use this car? Please. I guarantee you I'm not. And if I'm not, then I'm just going to use the F40. But please, Forza, let this slide. Yeah, no, I understand that feeling of not getting why people want to come over to your country, because a lot of people, especially Americans I've noticed, want to come over to Australia to see what it's really like compared to what they're hearing. As an Australian, I don't get it. It's boring here. There's not much to do around here, especially Melbourne or Queensland. Yes, you're not allowed to use this car. Ah, they banned it completely. You're not allowed to use it even in the trial. Oh, that's not funny. But it is funny at the same time. Alright, F40 it is. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, it's also funny because you've also got the fact that when you live there, you get used to it, thus it doesn't seem that interesting, yet to others it's like the coolest thing ever. I've only really ever been interested in Germany because of heritage. Thus, I figured, why not? But, you know. History, yes, but history, according to some people, is also evil, and thus a lot of people don't like Germany because of history. The past is the past, let it slide, please. If there's one thing I can say from that specific time period that I'm probably not allowed to mention, actually, because it's YouTube. A lot of the vehicles were cool, okay? Especially the boats. My favorite battleship may or may not be the Prinz Eugen. Just gonna say that. I'm a bit of a naval nut, though. Well, enough of a naval nut to care. Okay, F40. Oh god, internet. Because of streaming. Okay, out of spider. Understeer. All of it. I think an AI just... No, that's players. Is somebody drifting a Subaru? Yes, they are. Drifting is not quicker, I'm sorry. I don't really want to sound boring like that, but... it's not quicker. He's doing it anyway, though. Legend. Completely forgot that they're different. My poor Ferrari. We're doing pretty well, actually. Now I'm drifting. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm rear-wheel drive, so I guess mine's forgivable. That Subaru looks to be all-wheel. Turn. Yikey. Tires just did not want to go around that corner. Oops, sorry. Apologies for that, my man. Oh, shit. Apologies. I'll let you pass. Yeah. There we go. He's in a muscle car, so I'm gonna let him slide around while he can. That was a better corner compared to first lap. I can't really look at chat right now, just as a bit of an apology. Because online racing is hectic. Something I've noticed with the trial is that a lot of the times you'll run into players who can't tell the difference between teammate and enemy. Well, enemy player, that is, the AI. Teammate and AI, a lot of times in the trial people can't tell. Is that a Diora? It is. Oh, the Hot Wheels expansion has made its way to Mexico, it appears. Mexico, sorry. There we go. Slowly getting the hang of this thing again. I am on stock brakes, because, as you could probably tell, they're actually pretty good in this thing. Tires are doing okay. Rear-wheel drive is a little weird, but yeah, that was to be expected. Not a great corner. Not by me, anyway. Oh god, understeer. I locked up once and then just went all in my grip. Actually, little German friend over there, I should say, you should be pretty proud of yourself if you're multilingual. If you seem to be able to understand me, which means you obviously understand English, which means you're multilingual, I'd assume, because your home language would obviously be Deutsch, because you live in Germany. I hope I'm saying that right. I hear a lot of people saying it's Deutsch, but I don't know if it is. I know that that is German for German, but well, when translated to English it is anyway. Yeah, the F40 did well. Not surprising. Okay, while we wait for the next thing. The animals in the landscape for Australia? Yeah, they do. They think of kangaroos, platypus, and whatnot, and the millions and millions of spiders, or at least what they believe to be millions and millions. Yeah, they do. And the snakes, for that matter. Let me tell you something, though. Because of humanity... No. And history is dark, yes, because World War II is a thing. The car history is very cool, yes. How old am I? I'm not going to say out of my own choice. Hope you don't mind. Definitely a problem most of the times. Yeah, they just want to get first. I agree. And that's one thing. A lot of the times, I like to pay respect that if I hit someone, you learn English at school, that's not surprising. That's really not surprising, because it's becoming a pretty dominant language. But yes, no, about the teammates. I like to be careful when I drive and try not to hit other players as much. And when I do, like I did in that race on accident, I like to let them pass me and honk my horn to kind of apologize. Until I pass them naturally again, if I do. Just because I don't like hitting other players. I think it's a boring way to race, which is why I don't do online racing, as I've said. So, yeah. Anyway, it's not surprising that you learn English in school, to be honest. At here... You have the option to take German classes, not at the school that I go to right now. When it comes up, believe me, I will. Alright. Oh. Subi bro. Well, that was quick. Yeah, the Bone Shaker's overpowered, to no one's surprise. I hate this racetrack. I hate Guanajuato. Oh, God. Fun fact about Guanajuato, if you do or don't know, because the ground is bricks, the game treats them like bricks, and thus your tires, especially full slicks, do get less grip than on tarmac. And the hitboxes, just like every city in every Horizon game ever, are terrible, so be careful. Actually, funny thing, I'm pretty sure my Microsoft username is Prince Eugen, now that I remember. It is! You really can tell I don't pay attention to what I am. You can tell I don't pay attention to anything. I don't even remember my own username. Oh my god, listen, I'm so sorry that my brakes are terrible. I know yours are better, but these are good enough for me. I'm trying to catch up to this Diora. Listen! At least we have 2 overpowered cars, me included. I don't know about any others being overpowered. Last I checked, they weren't. They're good, though. My tune could be better. And yes, it is Deutsch, yeah, I thought so. He just killed the Diora. I mean, thank you, I guess. Thanks for the clarification. Still hope I'm pronouncing it right, though. Because obviously I haven't taken... I know a little bit of German, not enough to speak it, though. Frick! I locked up again. Oh, will he must have hit a bad hitbox if he's falling behind. I mean, it's the last lap and we've got first through fourth, so it's not like it matters. That under oversteer was... What does German sound like for me? Sounds aggressive from an English perspective. I have no opinion on how a language sounds, to be honest, if I'm going to be truthful with you. To say it sounds aggressive, honestly, in my opinion, seems a bit uptight. I don't think that's... You can't label a language as aggressive, it's just... It's a Germanic language, and all Germanic languages have that tone to them because of just the way that they're pronounced. But I wouldn't label it as aggressive, no. Not from my perspective, that is. I can imagine it's hard to learn when you've got words that are, like, how many characters long? Oh god, I'm forgetting what your longest word is. I used to know it. I couldn't say it, but I used to know it. We're almost done. We've got like 30 minutes to go. And it's funny because we still have yet to do these, which is what I'm going to do now. We're going to move on to the Hot Wheels Park. How about that? So I can do them. But yeah, no, I don't think your language is aggressive. Because as with all Germanic languages, that's just how they are. Personally, if you want, from an English perspective, how English is, yes, German is hard for a German to learn. English is even harder for an Englishman to learn. Because this language is impossible. You've got, for an example, live and live. I am live streaming. But I hear a lot of people calling it live streaming because they're spelt the same goddamn way. You can't tell unless you obviously naturally speak English or put a lot of time learning in this learning this language. It is kind of annoying. So I can imagine that, yeah. Nice to hear, I can imagine it is. I personally think it's gonna sound weird, but a little rude to call a language aggressive or dumb or something, because, like, it's just how people talk. Get over yourself. It's pretty interesting to note that someone from Germany is watching, though. That's very interesting, actually. It's only just crossed my mind now. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I'm speaking to someone from Germany. How about it? Stream's doing fine again. Just that one time it decided to tell me it was dying when it wasn't. It wasn't, apparently, anyway. Not according to you. Surprised my voice hasn't died yet, being sick as I am. If I'm not mistaken, challenges were obviously anything goes A-class danger sign, and just stay in this car then, and then do the B-class thing. And then honestly, I'll give my opinion on the F8 Tributo like I said I would at the start of the stream, which I don't believe you were here for. I wonder how Australian I sound to you, to be honest. Because, obviously, as an Australian, whenever I hear people talking about the Australian accent, or obviously a fellow Australian, I can't hear any difference, because it's normal for me. But everybody always is like, oh my god, the Australian accent is so weird, or strong, or whatever. I don't actually know what it is like for you, to be honest, so I figured I'd ask. That long of words, let's add as many words. Oh, so that's why the longest word is just a sentence, but as one word. I see. Because I understand that Panzerkampfwagen is technically armored car, but Panzer means tank. Wagen obviously means car, and Kampf, I believe, means fight or fighting. I might be mistaken, you can correct me. And that's one word, when normally those are 3 different words, so it's interesting to note. I guess it's the same kind of thing as shortened words for us, though, in English. Because when you add an apostrophe to a word like doesn't means does not, but you stick them together, get rid of the O and replace it with an apostrophe, and then you got doesn't. Ah, here it is. 130 meters. Not too hard. Hopefully. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess, then. The longest word in the English language, I don't actually know, to be honest. And I highly doubt I could say it even if I tried. I'm pretty good with my pronunciation of a lot of things, but as I said before, this language is impossible, don't bother. Ah, just too short. Alright, I'll get a faster car. Forza, am I right? British and American English. Yeah, that's not surprising. Out of all the different variations of English, the accent is what changes it, to be honest. Otherwise, the languages themselves are pretty much the same. Like Australian English compared to American English. I've already broken this game again. Was this the right danger sign? Yes, it was. Yeah, where was I? Just completely died. What am I doing? Wrong thing. B, yeah. Yeah, no, the differences between the language are very small. Like, for example, in Australian English, the word mum, which is in American English pronounced mom, literally has the difference you can probably imagine, a U instead of an O. In Australian English, we have a U, and in American English, I think it's the same in Britain. No, Britain's probably more like us. It's an O. In America, it's an O, so it's very interesting. I need to be in a Mazda. I'd have forgot about that. Screw it, stock car, let's go. We're gonna lose. Australian, yeah. Tell the difference between British and Australian. Probably because the British also use words like mate and bloody. But that's not surprising. And it's not surprising that you can hear my accent, because accents are strong. That's just how it goes. Some accents are similar, though, I've definitely noticed. Trying to think of one off the top of my head. I know that there are 2 accents that I can think of, but not surprising. The Australian accent is one that everybody knows. And it's funny to think about. Because as an Australian, when you try to put on the stereotypical Australian accent, it just doesn't sound normal. I'll give you that tip right there. The accent for the Australian accent is obviously natural for us, unless what you're listening to is the Australian accent, but the stereotypical accent that you see in, like, movies or whatever, it doesn't sound like us, I'm sorry. It's such a hard thing to listen to as well, because whenever I listen to non-Australians trying to mimic our accent, I'm just like, you've been watching too much TV. Because we do not sound like that at all. Now let's see how this is gonna go. I can imagine terribly, because, I don't know, Forza AI and stock car. Also, these rumble tracks definitely are dangerous. No, they're not. Sorry, AI, but I'm coming through at apparently 4 times your speed. Oh, this thing's only 5 speed. Interesting. Love the accent, do you? Ah, yes. Oh, that AI is dead. Oh, God. I wish I was normally recording. I don't have it set to record my streams, just stream them. Oh, ice. Interesting. Oh, that's right. I was gonna say that I was gonna show you my Baja. I will. Before we do the F8 Tributo. This will be my second one, and it'll give me an excuse to upgrade it. Instead of keeping it stock like I've been trying to. Since it came out. I think everybody makes fun of everybody's accent, though. Let's be real. Apparently, I have no brakes on ice. Note to self. For future reference. Yes, German accents in movies are weird as well. I've definitely noticed. Because I've heard an actual German. I can't remember where they were from, actually, but I've heard them talk, and I'm like, so that's what it actually sounds like. Because I personally am the kind of person who doesn't watch movies all too often, but never trusts them when it comes to accents, because they're never going to be right. Or very rarely going to be right. Unless it's, like, supposed to be the normal accent from, and it's an actual, let's say, an actual Australian, in an Australian show, they're going to have the normal accent, obviously. And thus that's but to me, obviously, that's understandable. But yeah, I never really trust TV shows and movies for an accent. So when I heard it, I was like, yeah, not surprising. That sounds nothing like what you'd hear. Funny how the driving line makes you go on the rumble track, eh? I don't have rally suspension, so I'm not going to do it. I'm bone stock, actually. Always with a Berlin accent. Interesting. So it's sometimes accurate, but to a very specific area of Germany. Fair enough. Now, before I do the final 2 races, I'm going to quickly head off to the toilet. I only have like 10 minutes left, but we'll be fine. Just like that, I have indeed returned. And yes, it is a weird gem. Fuck! I can't I can't. I cannot English. Yes, it is a weird driving line. It was. Now, considering the time, I probably will not be able to give the review of the F8 Tributo like I wanted to. So instead, I will discuss it during these races while having a chat. 16 states and every state a different accent. That's the same out here, actually. In the states and territories in Australia, each of them kind of have their own accent. It's also funny because, for example, use my state, Victoria. In Victoria, you've got rural towns, which are more country-based, and then you've obviously got metro towns, which are obviously towards Melbourne, the city. Funny thing about that is, as you go between them, you can actually hear a noticeable difference in how people speak. More country people, I would say, probably have a thicker accent because they're less exposed to common speak from different people, like multicultural, because Australia's pretty multicultural. Very, actually. So there is that. Where is my front license plate? Interesting, moving past that. So yeah, it's definitely the same. And I can imagine it makes it very hard to learn, because it's the same out here when you try to learn the accent. The easiest way to learn an accent is obviously just to go to the place and live there for a year and a half, maybe. But not everybody can do that, or wants to do that. And it's definitely the same out here. Depending on where you are, the accent is different. In Queensland, they sound nothing like I do. Just as if you hear someone from Queensland, they will sound nothing like I do right now. Absolutely nothing like me. It's funny. But I guess that's just how accents are, because America, I can assume... No, America's the same way. Driving line on the rumble track again? Huh? What do you know? AI being dumb again. And not knowing how to drive. Oi! Oi! What the hell? Thank you, AI. I was going to talk about the F8 Tributo. Yes, personally, I think... Oh, God. Look where I'm going. Personally, I think the F8 Tributo is a good car. I would definitely recommend using it if you want a casual supercar to use. Oh, my brakes are terrible in general, it appears, not just on the ice. I mean, it is an off car. Yeah, it is a normal thing, I can imagine. Accents being different where you are. And, well, depending on where you are, where you live, yeah. So yeah. Forgot about the dip. Oh, hey, it's another one of me. I probably should have changed down a gear. It's fine. We're only 35% of the way through. We're going to head into overtime because these B-class races are going to take their dear sweet time. Oh, if you play on computer, just as a thing, and you're experiencing texture issues, it may not actually be your computer, as I found out for mine, because, like, say the textures go rainbowy or corrupt. I should mention this as a quality of life and just as a fun fact. And you're using NVIDIA drivers, so I personally have a NVIDIA 1650, I think, in my computer. It's a laptop, and it does, for a laptop, it does well. But obviously the latest drivers are what caused the textures to break, not the settings I was using, because I could be on lowest and they'd still break after a bit. Turns out it's just the NVIDIA drivers, because this game hasn't updated to those drivers yet, because Forza. So if you play on computer and you're experiencing some texture issues and you use NVIDIA drivers, say for example a 1650 like I do, and use the latest drivers, there is a driver version, I think it's 12.5.1, I'll double check after this race, that if you downgrade to that, you will not experience texture issues like I am not now. It's a little unfortunate that we have to do this until it gets fixed, but let's be real. So, yeah. But yes, the F8 Tributo. I think it's a very nice carbone stock. If you know how to control a rear-wheel drive, high horsepower car, that is, obviously, which I can assume most people do. Don't know why I'm braking. It's a straight line. Obviously, most people will, I imagine, you play on computer, but fortunately don't have that. Good. That's a good thing, actually. You're lucky. Because I did, and it was bothering me. It was after update 9, I think, which is when the newer drivers, since that version came out. I'm going to check which version I'm running, actually, so pardon the alt tab. That way, those who do experience the issue and are watching, you have a fix. You can just look up the drivers for NVIDIA, and then, obviously, fix your little issue, because after update 9, which is roughly when the newer drivers came out, obviously I updated to the newer drivers because I like to keep my computer up to date, and then I started experiencing texture issues. I thought it was Forza because it was only Forza at the time, but yeah. Okay, it's 512.95 is the version I'm running. That doesn't experience any issues, but the newer drivers do. So, yes, back to streaming Forza Horizon 5. We've got one more race to do and a super wheel spin to complete. Wait, is it done? No, we still got one more to do, yeah. Why did I get a super wheel spin? Huh? I'm so confused. Anyway, yeah. Back to the F8 Tributor. I'm really getting distracted. I'll probably make its own little review video if I have time for it, rather than on the stream. It's a perfectly good car if you can control it. With upgrades, I don't know how it goes yet because I haven't tried, so I'll come back with more information. But Bone Stock is a very nice car. I wouldn't say it's the best S1 car, being that it's top of S1 stock, which means it's going to be beaten by cars that can have upgrades in S1, especially those that can have full slicks on road. But it is a very nice car. It doesn't really understeer much, and it doesn't get that much oversteer for a rear-wheel drive car either, as long as you can keep rear-wheel drive straight. So yeah, I have to say the F8 Tributo in Forza Horizon 5 is very, very nice to drive. Yeah. I will go a little bit over time about the Baja Bone Shaker though, because I did want to show you that, because it is blatantly ridiculous what you can do with that thing. Specifically on one racetrack though, there is that. Like on one racetrack in particular, in A-Class, just dominates. I don't know why. It just takes off. And I'll share the tune in case you want it, but yeah. Surprised this thing gets wheel spin and all, and only has like what? A few hundred, not even, I'd say it doesn't even have more than 200, not much more if it does. Doesn't have a lot of horsepower, I can imagine, but, well, it doesn't, because it's fucking pathetically slow, but yes, dragons. My favorite, genuinely. Driving line said I could slow down there, well, had to, but yes. Rear-wheel drive in the ice. I don't play with any assists, if you couldn't tell, because I don't like them. I think they're boring. No problem if you do race with them or play with them, it's fair enough. But I think that, well, except stability control. If you play with stability control, you're actually slowing yourself down. Like, there's no reason to run it, just run traction control. Just run every assist but stability control, and you'll still be better. Plattdeutsch. It's almost its own language. Cool. That's fun fact, everybody. Northern part of Germany pretty much have their own language that most people can't even, in Germany, cannot even understand. I think we have one similar out here, and I'm pretty sure it's from Western Australia. I can understand it, but to say only just is an understatement. It's so strong. The accent is huge. I don't know why, actually, to be honest. I couldn't really tell you why, but it's funny, to say the least. Because as an Australian, obviously, I can understand it, but only just. There are some times where it just slips between my ears, and I'm just like, hang on, what? So, yeah. I must say though, your English is pretty good. Is it perfect? No, but nobody's English is perfect. I'm gonna get that straight right there. Nobody's English is perfect. Not even mine. I tend to slur a lot of CH and SH a lot, if you couldn't tell when I say the word English. But, yeah. 7 o'clock, this is normally when the stream would end. It's not going to, because I still have some things to do. One thing to do, and then it'll go. But, other than that. Yeah. I'm going to show you that Baja Bone Shaker. I will share the tune, because it's ridiculous. It's not even slowed down by the ice, it's dumb. Anyway, second F8 Tributo. How cool is that? Just another duplicate card, whatever. Don't need anything from there. So, yes, Hot Wheels. There you are. Baja Bone Shaker, top of A class. I will show you if you don't want to. I can usually understand broken English, don't worry. It's pretty interesting to know, to be honest. Because I personally, actually, I will say it right now, I don't understand how people... Yeah, don't get it. I can't understand how people don't understand broken English from... Even if it's worse than what you're writing, like... That, to me, is English that I can read as if it's normal, because... Well, everybody does it. When you read a broken version of your language that's mostly correct, your brain naturally fixes it. Forgot I had this livery on this car. Funny. But yeah, back to what we were doing. So what I did is I put the racing 7.2 litre V8 in mine, and I chucked on the supercharger, obviously. And I'm pretty sure that's all I did. The engine. For the appearance, it does seem to be that way. This is so you can make your own in case you want to adjust something to your own preferences. Nope, I put a sport intercooler on. And everything else is obviously just how it is. In drivetrain, just stock transmission, because, you know, with an off-road diff. I didn't really change the off-road diff much. Rims, didn't change them, they're still the Hot Wheels rims. So tires, all that are obviously the same. So that's all I did. I just put the racing 7.2 litre V8 in, and then obviously put the, apologies for that, put the sport intercooler on. Didn't change anything else. Nothing else was changed. In here, I didn't really change much, I just kind of fixed up the gears. It was like a 5-minute tune, and it just so happened to be really good, so I'm going to share it, actually. Oh, wrong button. Because, you know. So I'm going to save it as, A class, Baja, Shaker. I can't put the... what do we put in then? I don't need to put the name of it in. We'll just call it Stupid Quick A class. I don't know, Stupid Quick A. There we go. Speaking it, yeah. I'm not surprised that you can understand it, write it, and listen to it. But saying it, that's always where English is hard. It's not surprising. I'm gonna say grip, and it's good for handling. This thing is stupid. You'll see. There, that'll do with the description. Yeah, it is with every language. It's funny. Like, especially if you're not a natural speaker of it. Like, if it's not your first language, it's definitely going to be hard. And I've got to be honest, English is probably going to be up in the list when ranked by, like, some language nut or something in one of the hardest languages to speak in general. Even if it is your first language, because this language is impossible. And even I struggle. And it is my first language, and currently the only language I can actually fully speak, so... it's just dumb. I hate it. I hate it. Blatantly, I hate it. I hate the language I speak. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, it's Dragon's Fall Speed Circuit, but it might not be. All I know is that it's a race around here, and I can't remember which one it is. Pretty sure it's Dragon's Fall, though. It would be. So, this is a road race, granted. And obviously this thing's a... yeah, you could call it a dedicated off-roader. Scottish accent. Interestingly, I can somewhat understand it. Do I actually have to create my own? Do you have to be S1 for this? Why? Why is that a thing? God damn it. Okay. So stupid. Why? Just why? Glasgow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. YouTube's telling me the stream's being stupid again. Debatable. Because apparently it's fine. Even I can see it looks to be fine. Oh, there we go. Now it says it's buffering. Don't know whether or not I should believe that. Still haven't finished my coffee. As a lactose intolerant person, it definitely takes me time. I don't put that much milk in anyway, so I could probably think. No lag? Yep. That's surprising. It'll hopefully come back eventually. I'll wait until it does. Australian Wi-Fi, man. Honestly, I don't know what it's like in Germany, but I assume it works again. Okay, good. I'll assume in Germany, your internet's pretty good. I'd assume it's the same as the rest of Europe, for that matter. Down here, it's terrible. 50 megabits per second is about the quickest you'll get down here. Yeah, it's terrible. Alright. Let's see how this thing goes, eh? I'm just gonna meme, effectively. Like, I'm just gonna drive it how I drove it when I made this tune. Yeah, as you can see, AI doesn't like this circuit. Except for the Extreme E car, but that's not surprising anymore. So that's new and fast, well, supposedly. Although he should be at his top speed now. But, you know. Forza AI. As you can see, for a road race... I hit the Extreme E car. Yes. Logic. Yeah, for a road race, this thing's quick. Very. Like... It's not funny. And this is where it shines on this race. I will not lie to you. We'll ignore the Forza AI. But, like, what the hell is this? Why is this car so good? Ah, yes, that's right, single player does that. It goes 400 in A-class. Like, what the hell is this car? I'm not even taking this seriously. I'm just driving for fun. No, I don't. It's not your end. Apparently, my stream is doing terrible. Because Australian internet. To be honest, he should not even be going that quick. His car tops out unless it's S1. At least my one tops out at like 230 something. If I'm... Whoa! That's new. Was not ready for that. Could Forza please stop with the grabbing walls? There we go. Yeah, no, this thing's ridiculous. And it's not affected by ice, which is why I like to use it wherever. But this is by far my favorite track to use it on, because it just... This is a road race. I'm on off-road race tires. I'm like 2 ton nearly. It just goes. As long as you don't abuse it blatantly, like I am, it's bloody good. Whee! Like, come on. This is an off-road car. And I don't like this. This is stupid. Anyway. This is an off-road car. And it just... It does get a lot of understeer in this circuit because it just starts reaching ludicrous speeds. And blatantly... Hello, Dragon. Blatantly, I'll be honest, that AI behind me should not be keeping up, but it's Forza Horizon AI. They're stupid. They do things they shouldn't be capable of doing, everybody knows this. Yeah, you will pretty much hit a wall. The magic of Forza physics, yes, I know, right? I'm very much behind, apparently, because... Stream has fallen behind. Doesn't matter. Trying to pay attention to the stream, even though it's saying it's fine. Well, it says it's not, to be honest, but it appears to be going okay. Now, as soon as I say that, it appears to be dying again. Yes. This is some A-class tune, eh? This is A-class, yes, that's right. Although I'm pretty sure in the Hot Wheels expansion, cars can go faster than they're supposed to. If I'm not mistaken, because this thing is slow in Mexico, I won't lie. Or at least it feels slow in Mexico. I'm not actually dead certain. I haven't used it that much outside of Hot Wheels. By far my new favorite horn. It was Windows XP shutdown, because, come on, that's always funny. But now it's definitely Dragon Horn, because my profile picture on YouTube, interestingly, which I drew a very long time ago, I won't lie, is a dragon. Look at that. Even with Hot Wheels' dumb AI, this thing is still quick. Holy shit. I've gone over time. Too far over time. It's been 15 minutes. And the stream is apparently dying. On my end it is anyway. The Diablo would have been nice. So on that bombshell, apparently anyway, the internet is screwing itself over. least the stream is. Cool. Anyway. I'm probably going to head back to the garage. It's a bit laggy, yeah. Stream's dying. Oh god. Well, I shall wait. On that bombshell, I shall get into a car that I painted and tuned myself while saying goodbye. Yes, it was a good stream until it started dying, apparently. But I think it's time to go. Yeah. Alright. I'll give you a small preview of this paint job in case you want it on your Koenigsegg Jesko. Don't give me money. But, yeah. What a place to end the stream on, eh? Stream starts dying. Baja Bone Shaker is quick. We go overtime by like 20 minutes. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright then. See ya. I just gotta wait for the stream to catch up so I can end it at the right time. How about that? Reason for it being is that even if you can hear me now, if I end it before the stream actually reaches my desired ending point, YouTube doesn't save it. So I just gotta wait anyway. Stream appears to be alright now though. Which should catch up pretty quickly. Australian internet, am I right? Crikey. Yeah, no, it's catching up still. How about that? Just waiting for it to catch up. Should be fine now? Yeah, that's... Start stream.